reports and stuff.
Papers included by commissioners,
What would you take it down to?
4,000.
Suits me.
And the, I also show a change on 24,000 uniforms. We dropped it originally from 15 back to 10. Is that correct?
I don't show any changes. Did we change it?
Yeah.
Down to 10?
Good.
I got
I
it down
have
to
that
10.
one.
Okay, you got
Must have
that
done
one?
that early because I have
Yeah,
that
we
changes.
did.
What about the overtime? I figured we had 50 in there and I got 40 beside it.
Right.
I still have 50, so
I see
Well, it's fine with me.
I don't know. I'd take it down.
Well, do you think it should go back to 40?
well they spent 49,737, so maybe that's what changed your mind the year before. And they're at. I'd rather look at this. I'm sorry. These are like 3 months old already. He's at $32,696 right now. Got $7,300 to use the rest of the year.
That's why I won't get it.
No, probably won't. Give me in here about 1st of November.
About next month.
What did we change the supplies to, did we say?
No one said.
Office supplies,
4,000.
4,000.
4,000.
10,000 on uniforms. What are we gonna do about that overtime?
I don't know, that's just what I had
Probably,
down.
you probably can't.
Just leave it at 50.
Yeah.
I showed, Kim, did you show anything for uniforms?
Yep,
Yeah.
Down to
change that.
10,000?
yep.
I have a check mark
Yeah, 'cause
beside
they
that.
buy shoes, everything.
Does anybody have a reduction in, for garage motor radio 36001? I have 45,000 scratched out, and I said should be 34,000.
I don't have any changes.
I don't either.
I mean, I have it 2 different places, should be 34,000. So, and
26,001.
to have that exact number, it makes me wonder if something came up and.
Well, that's what
Oh,
I had.
I do have a note in here
30,000.
from Sheriff Hodges. At my meeting with council on Tuesday, the question, why didn't raise the gasoline budget? Do you think it's too late to increase the line item if not raising it by 20,000, going to 50,000 to 70,000 would be my request. And that's on gas.
Yes, well,
Yeah, from 50 to 70.
No, I'd favor they leave the cars sit when they're not on duty and we leave it alone.
leave it 50.
Instead of letting them have more gas to burn.
So leave it at 50?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm leaving it at 50.
What,
Change telephone.
did you have that down, Jenny? Did anybody have a change on telephone?
I show a $10,000 reduction, going from 40 to 30.
30, that's what I have.
That's what I have.
Right.
30 on the phone.
Yeah.
Okay, so go through this again. On the overtime, 50
Yeah,
or
sure.
40?
50.
50.
Okay,
Supplies.
down to 4,000.
Okay.
Uniforms 10.
Uniforms 10. And telephone from 40 to 30.
Okay, I have that one.
All right.
Thank you.
Okay, now back to that garage radio. I'm really concerned about that.
I don't have any changes.
It's just weird how I would have it. It says should be, like they changed it or.
I don't have any notes at
That
all.
shows-
Don't either.
Was you thinking
I got-
about changing radio your bands?
Yeah, it said from going to 50,000 to 34,000.
Goes 2012, we had 50,000, 2013 down to 45. Right?
We have 50,000. They've only spent 28,784 so far this year through 9/5.
So maybe that's a.
But I don't have any notes to drop it other than we dropped it down to 45. that what you carried it as, 45?
Leave it at 45.
This Paula comes up with something else.
Yeah, I'm not finding,
All right,
don't
I have no
any notes.
follow-up, so.
okay.
Leave it at 45?
Jail portion, any changes? Shows, the only changes I show on it is the discussion we had on the meal allowances, work release, et cetera, down through. And we put, from 2012, we put 50,000 in under 2013, and then that reimbursable from work release program.
This is what I showed on my documents. I showed that we we upped it. He had proposed 115 because he didn't want to do work release. And so we upped it to 150. So then it came back and you guys decided that it would be best just to have two separate line items.
And I
So
have
you
to.
put 50,000 in for meals for work release, other than the 35,000 that we had upped the difference between 115 and 150. And I can only guess that that's that's what you guys are estimating you're gonna need, and I don't have an issue with that.
Okay.
But I think it should be pointed out that what we left with is now $15,000 higher.
All right.
Okay,
So 115 for the 39,008
right?
for this, and 50,000, and I think we estimated that by what Jody had pulled out for the cost at community corrections. Okay.
We're good there?
Yeah.
Community corrections.
I don't think there's a whole lot we can do with that.
No, that's all.
Yeah, really.
Yeah, it's like a non-binding.
County council.
I think there's a whole lot there we can do either.
I don't think there is.
That's a big one.
And I just have something to say because the next one after that is the CEDIT. I'm still really, because I just got a CEDIT bill from eGov. And I went to pay it eGov, which is our website. And it's paid out of CEDIT. And that is like a bill, it's $5,300 or whatever. And I have it and I wrote the claim up and it's laying on my desk. But from what you guys said, I can't just pay that money, even though it's already been a project, it's an ongoing project yearly. Everything that gets paid out of CEDIT, I should just bring a claim in.
And that's under GIS?
I think it's under website or something,
Okay,
like project number 7.
that project, what you have to do is you have to say, this invoice was submitted to me for, well, actually, before the invoice even comes in, you're gonna have those that are done like that, but you either come with a list or something that says, these are being paid out, do I have council's authority approval?
Okay.
We have to approve.
I mean, there's just no getting around it.
Okay, so print something out of the 433, with the new number, 4-digit number, and just, before they get ran through or processed, wait until the next council meeting.
Maybe have the council president initial the claim form or, something
Yeah.
that says we're okay with those purchases. And, because, that's a small one, but it's the $300,000 ones that,
Right, and like the 750 that's coming every month for GIS.
just a blanket approval for that. Once we approve it once, we don't have to approve it again.
Okay.
But we have to be consistent. We're gonna be,
I was gonna say, if you wanna approve them, I'm gonna give them all to you, or I'm not gonna give them all to you.
we need to be consistent too.
I'll try it, with my knowledge of the auditor's office and the see it plan and everything, I'll think of a way that we could do it to check all balances and then run that by you and see what you think and,
Because I can just hold them.
right, but then the vendor's waiting and that's
Right,
not fair.
and I don't think that's right either.
Right, so we need to make sure that it's expedited, efficient, quick.
Well, the vendor wouldn't be waiting over 30 days.
Well, and the only other thing that I would think is, if it's something that's in one of those allotted projects and it's a monthly expense, we can expense it out. but if it's something for X amount of dollars, to hold it.
No, cause then you're saying
Then,
some
yeah.
don't need approved and some
Some
do.
do, and I'm back to that issue. And either way, I felt uncomfortable after what was brought up about the ambulance thing. Cause I thought once Don brought that project thing and you guys approved it, I was like, those are the appropriations. And you can see that though, cause we have to make appropriations out of CEDAT, which is behind the commissioners thing, and I put those in there. But, so there is no appropriation. Everything that gets spent out of CEDAT needs to be done at the time that it's expense. There's no project, like, right now there's, for 2012, the EDC, the GIS, the on-site improvements for businesses coming in, the highway, they've used all their money, and I haven't brought you one clean yet.
But, and I think you, to cover yourself, that you need to do a blanket, this is what's been paid year to date, these are the projects been paid against, to protect yourself.
I agree.
Okay.
Wholeheartedly.
Whitley County on Aging, Jackie Hay came to, yeah, see?
And I think if it were me, and once the CEDA plan's done, that I would have a blanket ones of approved, a blanket form, and where you're saying, yes, we approve this expenditure, we approve of this expenditure. And if we don't sign on it, that's one that has to come to us or something. We'll work it out. It's not,
Okay.
not something we can really figure out right here and now, but.
Right, but I'm just saying that's the next thing after the commissioner's budget, which John's already working on 2013 stuff, so.
Does
Anything
Don
else?
know about that 1,000 that's come out, 100,000 that's come out for highway?
Yeah.
Okay, so he's not putting that in seeded again,
No, it's in the he hasn't changed the 2013 plan yet.
but he's working on it?
I'm sure he is. But he hasn't used up the 150 that was allotted for the EMS yet.
Any other changes in council? Kim Cap?
Until next year.
Okay, so in Cume Cap, there was an increase of $100,000, was that?
I don't even have a King Cap page.
You're talking about, the only increase shows is 36004 building maintenance. It went from 100,000 to 200,000,
Yeah,
which increased total funds 100,000. Right?
Yep.
I thought I had that with the commissioner's budget.
okay, I show for the Cume Cap that on building maintenance, I have furnaces written in, and it was 100,000, and now it's been moved to, no, you're asking if it should be moved to 200,000. Okay,
We already said that we were gonna pay the 100 out of CEDAT, and then we questioned whether we're gonna pay the remaining for the boilers and chillers out of the Cume Cap expense. That's not gonna be incorporated into the CEDAT fund, and I'm pretty sure, but I can't find my page.
That was correct.
That is correct, but I
Yep,
just,
because I think Jim's the one that brought it up maybe.
We thought that the final billing wouldn't be till after the first of the year.
right,
Right.
okay, so that 100 is good, it should be in there.
Right.
right.
Okay, Jen,
We
you
know
got that?
it's boiler, chillers.
Okay, then I show that the miscellaneous expense was 200,000, and I have that lined out to be 100,000.
So do I.
Right. 59000.
And I'm gonna say that's okay because I can't find my page from Jenkins Changes.
Okay, and you didn't change it from, it has to be changed yet on your sheet, Jed. So that budget should be back at 532.
Okay. Under the two miscellaneous expenses, 59000. For 2013, we're reducing it another 100,000 to.
And it's under the miscellaneous.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Right.
I'm good with that.
Puts it back down to 532.
Yeah, so it should be back at 532.
Okay. Anything else under county council? We've already gone through commissioners. Anything in addition? Any comments, questions?
Well, I anxiously await what we've done today to see the difference. Can you communicate with us, other than at our next meeting, like maybe send us an email, let us know where we stand? Paragraph.
I will do this. I will put the changes and the salary changes in the budget projection, which is the smaller printable
Yes,
forms.
yes.
And I'll change all of them, rainy day, QCAP, anything that we've changed with the wages. Then I'll run those new sheets and then I'll zip them into a PDF file and email them to you.
Okay,
The people
perfect.
who don't want them emailed, tell me when I email and say, I want a hard copy and I'll print them out and you can pick them up. Do you feel comfortable doing it that way?
Yes.
And then that'll be a final number. But I still feel very comfortable with what we have here. After George came in and said, you know, even with your 10% less, you know, and the salaries are going down 100 and our
And
AV's
we
gonna
just
go
did another
up.
100. I mean, yeah, I think it's
Well, just QCAP, it's a totally different rate, but fun.
Ben, you must have got this chair fixed.
We stand adjourned.
Thank you.
You can still stand.
Give me a minute.